thank them from the bottom of my heart for organizing this event. Even though we are a small group, smaller group than last year, but we are an intimate group. And the group has a power, when it comes together, it has a power to transform. And so do we have that power to transform the hemp industry?
We do, yes!
Thank you. My name is Nita Singh, and I'm an owner and founder of Nita Naturals, and skincare company based on the principle of Ayurveda. I brought my Indian heritage, my culture, my roots to this industry because hemp is not something that is now available today. It has been available to us from centuries, and I can trace that. I can bring you the history of 5,000 years old. That's how old the Ayurveda is. And here I will bring you my products that are based on the principle of it, that are water soluble and oil soluble, so it makes it more available to your skin, which means you feel more beautiful by applying them. So what made me start this company? First of all, I would like to take you a little back. Another slide, please. I would like to take you a little back to the history of Ayurveda, and we're going to talk about what is Ayurveda and how hemp has been integrated as a culture of Ayurveda. Ayurveda is a science of wellness, science of well-being, art of well-being that has been practiced in India for thousands and thousands of years. We have all heard of Ayurveda. I want you to raise your hand actually. How many people have heard the term Ayurveda?
Yeah.
Woo! So yeah, I'm not the odd man out here for sure, or odd woman out here. So in Ayurveda we talk about our body is made with 5 elements. And what are those 5 elements?
Sure.
Fire, water, earth, space, and one more?
Metal.
Fire, water, and air. Exactly. So you got me here. 5 elements. That is what our body is made of. Is there any voodoo in this? Am I talking something that you are not following me? It's science, right? So these 5 elements, let me take you back here. These 5 elements in each and every one of us. Me, you, him, her, everybody. But the element of these, fire, water, earth, air, space, these elements can be different in each person. And that makes me different than you. That makes you different, your body type, or your build different than that person. So what are those 5 elements and how they are governed? We in Ayurveda, we govern by Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. These are the 3 doshas, and these 3 doshas are subdivided by which element you have more and which element you have less. So Vata is governed by air and space element. So if you are a Vata person, you will have more air qualities in you. What are those air qualities? When you think of air, what do you think? What is air qualities? Air is light, right? It's movable, it's easy to get around. And so people who have a Vata driven, which means air and space, they are very easy to move into ideas, to jump from one idea to another, to very intuitive driven. People, like if these elements we can see in people, in our bodies, as well as outside in the nature, in different weather conditions, in different space that we are living in. So when I'm saying Ayurveda, I want you to not just talk about the body type or just think about the body type. I want you to think like, okay, this environment that I'm in, this weather I'm in, it's cool weather, it's dry weather. Is it a Vata driven or Pitta driven or Kapha driven? So when you think like that, when you go in that mode, that's where you're thinking like in Ayurvedic perspective. And I want to, the reason I'm here is not to sell anything to you, but to inform so that your mind get this new idea of thinking in an Ayurvedic way. And what that would be, thinking everything in a natural way, in an ancient way, in more like in tune with your body. Let's talk about Pitta. We talk about Vata, air and space, governed by air and space. Let's talk about Pitta. Pitta is more fire oriented. So you have more heat in your body, you have more heat in the environment, and more fire and water, and that's Pitta. And so that's where I will bring you to the hemp again. In Ayurveda, when we used hemp, it was used to calm down your Pitta symptoms. And what are the Pitta symptoms would be? When you have a more fire in your body, when you have more fire and water elements, then you're more heated, then you have more problems like eczema, problems like rosacea. Since I'm a skincare company, I'm going to talk more about the skin. I mean, I can go on and on about your whole body type, but I'm just going to bring you back to the skin. So when you have more heated properties in your system, it's very natural for you to understand, since I have more Pitta in my system, Pitta is more fire and water, what kind of food that I should eat that's going to help eliminate those Pitta symptoms from my body. What do you think? What would you need? You will need more cooling food, like mint, like coriander, like melons, like these kind of foods. So Ayurveda talks about bringing your body, your Vata, Pitta, Kapha into balance with the help of food and food and food and nature. As my dear friend from Active, Richard said, we do not have to take medicine. And if we do, then we have to think other ways of living. And Ayurveda gives you those other ways of living. It's a way of being, actually. There is no hard and fast rule in it. Let's talk about Kapha. Kapha dosha. What are the Kapha? Kapha element is driven by water and earth. People who are Kapha have gain little bit more weight easily. They have more water element in their body, but at the same time, benefit is that they are very grounded. At the same time, when Vata people are just hopping from one place to another place, jumping from one idea to another idea without completing any task. On other hand, Kapha people are very grounded. Once they stick to one idea, they get hold of this idea, they make sure that they take it all the way to the delivering it. They take it all the way to the end. But the Kapha people, if they get out of balance, they talk about from one idea to another and nothing gets accomplished. So this was a little brief intro. I can go on and on about Ayurveda and how it works, but it was a brief intro for you to start thinking in your head, what is Ayurveda do to me? And how can this hemp, the amazing product that I have, can help me? Because it does. As we all have heard in the news over and over and over, if you got hemp, you have less chances of getting COVID. If you got hemp, you have less chances of getting eczema or any skin diseases. But you have to apply it right. You have to apply the product that delivers its availability. It delivers what it does, what it says to you. It has to be formulated right. I think without taking much time, I know you want to hear me more and more, but there are more people in this room that I want to give time to speak, and it's my first time standing on this stage and just, speaking. I have not made my notes. I didn't know what I was going to speak when Mark said you can go for 2-3 minutes and speak, and then I was like, okay, what I'm going to say in those 2-3 minutes, I had no idea. But here I do actually. I feel like I have a lot to say. And so maybe next time I'll bring more my slideshow, more prepared. But about my product, 5 years ago, I started this company, Nita Naturals, at you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Facebook. This company started with the idea of bringing Ayurvedic roots to the West, because I myself was missing my skincare, my face mask, my facial oils. And what sets me apart from other skincare companies, I was like, you're like, oh, another skincare company. So my products, the way I formulate them, I got the formulation technique from my family, my history of Ayurveda, from generations of people who have formulated these products. So my products are oil soluble, water soluble, phytoactive, principles of medicinal herbs, which means what? Which means it's more available to you. In modern term, they say bioavailable. So in Ayurvedic, my Ayurvedic oils, Nita oils, you can find me on my booth. They are more available to you, to your skin, to do the healing that it needs to do. 5 years ago, I started the company. Then my husband, Ajit, he was growing hemp, and I didn't have any hemp product then with my company. I had another Ayurvedic products, but then I started looking into how can I bring this medicinal plant into my Nita Naturals brand, because I had so much hemp available, all organically grown by a scientist who knew what he was doing. So I wanted this product, this herb, to become available to people. And so I started doing research in it, and after so many trials and errors, and after including so many Ayurvedic physicians into my research, I came up with these oils, these amazing oils that are not only helps you make your skin, I would say, wrinkle-free, if that's term. Sorry for my English, but it makes your skin actually beautiful, makes you feel beautiful. And so that's my whole idea. As we all age, age is an inevitable process. I'm not saying that I'm gonna make you look like 15, 16-year-old again. No, I don't do that. And I'm gonna be truthful. My product gonna be make you feel beautiful. And that's what I'm working on. And that's my purpose. Because Ayurveda, it makes you feel good, it takes you to the path of wellness. When you are on an Ayurvedic journey, you are already in a path of wellness. And with Nita Naturals, I'm trying to bring that path to you. So thank you so much, everyone. And I hope to see you next time, and more people, bring your friends. And thank you again for each and every one of you for being here. Without you, it won't be possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nita. That was wonderful. I can't wait to learn more about it.